Ever felt ignored by someone you care about? It's a painful and confusing experience, isn't it? You're left feeling hurt, frustrated, and maybe even rejected. The worst part is the not knowing, the uncertainty of why it's happening. It's like you're lost at sea with no compass to guide you. But what if there was a beacon of light in that storm? A way to navigate through the fog of confusion and find your way back to solid ground? And what if that beacon was in your hands all along? Today, we're going to talk about 8 proven steps suggested by relationship experts to deal with the feeling of being ignored. These steps are your compass, guiding you through the storm, helping you gain clarity, and empowering you to steer your own ship. So buckle up and get ready for a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. What if I told you there's a way to turn the tables and use it to your advantage? Before you jump to conclusions, ask yourself, are you sure they're ignoring you? Now, it's important to remember that not every silence is a dismissal. It could be that your interpretation of their actions might be clouded by your own insecurities or preconceived notions. In reality, we all have different ways of processing situations and expressing ourselves. Some may need more space than others to think, to breathe, to just be. And that's okay. It's crucial to distinguish between someone deliberately ignoring you and someone taking a moment for themselves. So, before you decide they're ignoring you, give it a thought. Could it be that you're misinterpreting their silence? Maybe they're not ignoring you, but simply taking some time for themselves. It's crucial to consider this perspective before drawing conclusions. Yes, it's a challenging task, but it's also an essential one. People process things differently, and they might need space for various reasons. If you're certain they're ignoring you, respect their need for space. This is the second step, and it's a crucial one. It's about honoring their boundaries, even if it's tough. Yes, it's hard when you care about them. You might want to reach out to ask what's wrong. But remember, pushing harder often backfires. It can feel like you're disregarding their feelings, adding fuel to the fire. Think of it this way. If you've ever needed a moment to yourself, you know it's not about pushing people away permanently. It's about gathering thoughts, processing emotions. They might be doing the same. By giving them space, you're saying, I get it, take your time. This respectful distance can speak volumes. It can show them that you're considerate, that you value their feelings. So hold back, give them room. It's a sign of respect. And who knows, this act of understanding might just make them realize your value. Giving space shows respect and might even make them realize your value. During the no-contact phase, ensure you're not being needy or clingy. This is step 3, and it's an essential one. It can be tempting to jump at any opportunity to reconnect when you're feeling ignored. You might feel an urge to respond immediately when they reach out. But hold your horses, give it a beat. Why should you do this? Well, it's all about invoking the psychological principle of scarcity. When something is scarce, we tend to value it more. So, by not being instantly available, you're subtly signaling that your time and attention are valuable, that they are not to be taken for granted. This doesn't mean you're playing games or being manipulative. It's about maintaining your self-respect and not coming across as desperate for attention. Now, while you're resisting the urge to be needy, what should you do with your time? That brings us to step 4, keep busy. It's not about mindless busyness, but meaningful engagement. Dive into activities that you love. It could be anything from painting, hiking, reading, cooking, to even learning a new language. The goal is to shift your focus from their behavior to your growth. But it's not just about hobbies. You can also spend time with your loved ones, pursue your goals, or even volunteer for a cause close to your heart. The point is to create a life that you love, with or without them. When you're busy building a life that excites you, you become less concerned about being ignored and more focused on your happiness. This process has 2 benefits. First, it helps you grow as an individual, making you more self-reliant and confident. Second, it might make the person who's ignoring you sit up and take notice. When they see you happily engaged in your life without them, they might start to realize what they're missing. Remember, the goal is not to make them feel bad or guilty. It's about showing them, and more importantly yourself, that you can be happy and fulfilled on your own. Ultimately, your happiness without them might make them realize what they're missing. While focusing on yourself, remain open to meeting new people. This might sound counterintuitive, especially when you're dealing with feelings of rejection or confusion. But trust me, this is a crucial step that can bring about a sea change in your perspective. When we're fixated on someone or a situation, we often fail to notice the world around us. We put on blinders and everything outside of our focal point becomes a blur. But the world is teeming with people, possibilities, and potential connections. So take the blinders off, breathe in the fresh air of new encounters, and let your social circle expand. Engaging with new people doesn't mean you're replacing the person who's ignoring you. It simply means you're enriching your life with diverse interactions. This not only distracts you from the current situation, but also boosts your confidence. You'll find yourself less dependent on one person's attention, and this independence can be quite attractive. It might even make the person who's ignoring you reconsider their actions. Now, let's move on to the next step. If the silence continues despite your best efforts, it's time to prepare for an honest conversation. This isn't about confrontation or accusations. It's about expressing your feelings and seeking clarity. Approach this conversation with calmness and sincerity. Share your feelings without blaming them. You might say something like, "I've noticed we've not been communicating as much. I'm feeling a bit ignored, and I wanted to understand if there's something going on that you'd like to talk about." This approach facilitates open dialogue and shows that you're willing to listen and understand. Remember, during this conversation, it's important to listen attentively. They might be going through something they haven't shared yet. Offer support without pressure. This respectful communication can often resolve misunderstandings and pave the way towards a healthier relationship. In conclusion, while you're navigating this tricky situation, remember two key things. Stay open to new connections and be prepared for honest conversations. These steps can help you gain a broader perspective, boost your confidence, and potentially resolve the issue at hand. Communication can often resolve misunderstandings. If despite efforts, the behavior persists, be prepared to step back. This is a powerful declaration of self-respect and self-preservation. It's not an easy decision to make, especially when emotions are involved. But remember, your well-being should always be a top priority. When you've given someone ample chances to change their behavior and they persist in ignoring you, it's time to consider stepping back. This doesn't mean you're giving up or admitting defeat. Rather, it's about acknowledging that you deserve better. It's about realizing that you can't change someone else's behavior, but you can control your reactions to it. Stepping back may involve reducing contact or setting clear boundaries. These boundaries are not walls to isolate you, but fences to protect your peace of mind. They serve as markers of respect, outlining what you will and won't tolerate. It's okay to say, enough is enough. It's okay to choose peace over chaos, to choose yourself over someone who doesn't value you. And as we move into the final step, remember this: your happiness is not tied to anyone else. It's not dependent on their actions, their words, or their acknowledgement. Your happiness is and always will be in your hands. Cultivate your own happiness. This might mean indulging in hobbies you love, spending time with people who appreciate you, or discovering new passions. It might mean finding solace in solitude, relishing the quiet moments of self-reflection. It could be about setting new goals, chasing dreams, or simply living each day with a sense of purpose. Your happiness is a garden that needs to be nurtured and tended to. It cannot grow in the shadow of someone else's indifference. It needs the sunshine of self-love, the water of self-care, and the soil of self-respect. So, plant the seeds of joy, water them with positivity, and let them bask in the sunlight of your love. Watch as your happiness grows, independent and vibrant, a testament to your strength and resilience. Remember, your happiness is in your hands. Don't let someone else's actions dictate your well-being. You are not just a bystander in your life, you're the main character. Craft your story with love, respect, and happiness. You deserve no less. In conclusion, dealing with being ignored isn't about playing games or manipulating others. It's about a journey of understanding and respect. We've walked through 8 meaningful steps today, starting with questioning your perceptions, then respecting space and avoiding needy behavior. We've talked about the importance of keeping busy, staying open to new connections, and preparing for honest conversations. And finally, we've emphasized the necessity to step back when needed and cultivate your own happiness. These steps aren't about winning someone over, but rather about fostering self-growth, maintaining respect, and most importantly, prioritizing your well-being. Each step is a stepping stone towards a better, healthier relationship with others, and, more importantly, with yourself. So, what's your journey been like? Feel free to share your experiences in the comments. We're all here to learn and grow together. And if you found this video helpful, do subscribe for more insights and recommended content. Thanks for watching. Remember, you deserve to be valued.